Hey, what's going on? How's everyone doing? Vita should be joining us soon. And I did not announce we were doing anything, so let me do that now. We're going to talk about the topic in the title, Twitter Spaces, but I'm going to say right off the bat, uh, we'll probably do some house cleaning, shoot the shit a little bit. Might take 5, 10, 15 minutes, catch up with each other. So I'd just like to say that because I know a lot of times people have bad attention spans on YouTube, and if you don't get to the point right away, they always leave a comment. Y'all wasted 4 minutes not getting to the point. Y'all got to shape up. Like I don't know what attention spans people got nowadays, but if those are your thoughts, please just don't watch our videos. That's the easiest way around it. Yeah, because there's like so many real things to complain about. But anyway, I'm gonna announce real quick to everyone that we are going live, so that will eat up a little bit of time, like a minute. But let's just do that right now. But how's everyone doing? Let me know in the stream. Let me give people time to come in here as well. Give people time to say what's up, pack in the room, etc. Because we did not announce this beforehand. I will say this: we are trying to do regular Wednesday streams going forward. So everything else will be gravy. We might do more streams, 5 minutes here or there, 30 minutes, couple of hours, whatever. But we will have regularly a Wednesday stream. That's what we're trying to do. So in the meantime, as you pile in, hit like. That's always appreciated. Hit like, do a comment, and share. Like, I really want us to get the followers up on this account. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if you like our show, what's weird, man? Like, a lot of people will tell me stuff. I always find it so strange. Like, yo, I really want to recommend people to the show, but I don't know which one to recommend. I gotta recommend the right one because I don't want to turn off my family and friends. And I've been wondering, man, like, yo, what is it about our show that makes people so afraid to share it with their friends and stuff? Like, I mean, we're not talking about like diddling kids. We're not talking about like firebombing the government. Like, I always find it so interesting that but I think in a weird way, like a lot of common sense is scary to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, think that it's harder to share, like, because y'all be sharing some really trolly stuff. Like, I mean, if you can share, like, Joe Budden um, having clips about jerking off his dog, I don't see why you can't share our like, yeah, I always find that so funny. But the main thing I want to talk about. Oh, hey RP, how's it going? Hey Adidas Elitas, what's up? Hey Pensive Door. Main thing we want to talk about, and we'll wait till Vita pops in to really hit the ground running. But we want to talk about Twitter Spaces, which is like Twitter's version of Clubhouse. I don't know what they did. They changed something in the algorithm or how the app presents the Twitter Spaces. But basically, what has happened is people now are using Twitter Spaces regularly. Hey Outlook. Um, hey BL, how's it going? This is good to know. Yeah, yeah. The Hamilton one might be a bad one to start with because people love Hamilton. But yeah, what I found interesting was that they started all these Twitter spaces and all the toxic black rooms started, the gender war stuff, black men are trash, whatever. And those rooms were like really heated, a lot of animosity, a lot of anger and all that. Uh and I'm not a respectability politics kind of guy. Like, I'm not the kind of guy that is always thinking about, oh, what will the white people think if we air out our dirty laundry or if we don't act respectable all the time. But Twitter Spaces be trying me, man, because that thing, some of the topics and some of the antics going on, I just be thinking like, man, we are just looking bad. Like we are just hanging all this dysfunction now, all these divestors bashing black men, all these Tommy Sotomayor had one and he's, doing his hate shtick. And but what was really interesting was after a couple of days of all that, somebody did something. Some white guy made a room that was like, "Are there too many black women in public?" or something like that. It was something really trolly, and that's what we're going to talk about. Yeah, but like straight up like Nazis and white supremacists, and also, I mean, there were the regular like crypto racists, the crypto fascists, like the just asking questions, reactionary white people who, the Steven Pinker types, who Charles Murray types who kind of pretend to just be acting in good faith. But there was some straight up like Nazis. And black people were going in these rooms and hollering and or, you know, making their case about why racism is real. And I'm like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, I don't even understand why you would waste your time being triggered in these rooms, you know? Uh yeah, thank you for the donation. If you want to match Jay and donate, just hit that dollar sign in the live chat and hit us up with a super sticker or I don't want to say donation because that means like it's charity and I think it's a exchange for a service we provide. So let me rephrase that. If you enjoy the service that we provide to you guys and want to compensate us to show your appreciation, if you want to give us a tip, you know, by all means do that. But I should break the habit of calling it donations because that means like, I'm asking you to give money for nothing or out of charity, and I don't think that's what we do. I think we provide a very valuable service, and I hope you agree. And if you do agree, by all means, feel free to uh, help us out. I mean, I would love for this to be the only thing I do. So yeah, I'm gonna be get more serious about promoting the financial aspect of this because I've been kind of treating it like a hobby for the most part, but it's too much work to keep doing as a hobby. So I either gotta step it up or stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just too much work uh, to not make more money at it. So yeah, in the coming year, we're gonna try to get a lot more serious about uh, promoting this and treating it like a real business. But you'll see the changes that are coming up. But yeah, I mean, I just don't understand why. But the other thing I realize too is if a black guy, particularly a straight black guy, cis black man, created a space saying, "Are there too many black women in public?" the tone would have been way different. Like people, male and female, straight and gay, would have been just barking at dude. You know what I'm saying? Just getting all upset and everything. But people were being, even the angry people were being kind of conciliatory, at least more conciliatory. I mean, even the angry people were being kind of conciliatory. Hey, thank you, Jinkazi. Much appreciated. Yeah, so I mean the energy was just weird. And there were a lot of like black women kind of trying to make a case about why it's racist, but even in the anger, there was still a type of patience, and the frustration was more about why can't I get you to realize why what you're doing is wrong and why you need. Whereas I feel like black guys don't get that energy, but then there were black guys who were saying dumb stuff too. Like there was a black guy who his idea of defending black women was to say, "Hey, you know, the topic of the room should maybe be why are there so many hood rat black women in public or ghetto?" As in, like it's like a play on the whole Chris Rock niggas versus black people joke. You know what I'm saying? Where the problem is, the bad blacks versus the good blacks, boondocks, nigga moments and all that. And racists don't care. They pretend that they care to trick you into jumping through hoops and qualifying yourself. And it's part of a joke that they play. They like to make you think that being a nigger is about how you act and your respectability, because it's fun to watch you contort yourself trying to play along because you want to believe it too, and they want to gas you up into thinking they agree with you. Like, hey, you're not a nigga, bro. You're one of the cool blacks. And we're talking about a nigga's an ignorant person. Anyone can be a nigga, even though we only ever call black people niggas. You'll never find our Twitter history us just randomly calling a white person nigga, but we're gonna insist that it's a race blind term, and it's really about ignorant people that we just only happen to only use on black people. But yeah, bro, we're on the same side, so yeah, and then they'll gas you up, and the fun of it all is that they then end up uh being able to laugh at you and call you a nigger anyway when it's all said and done. Like the joke is to be able to get you to go through all these motions to prove that you're not a nigger, but that you're a black person, one of the good ones. And then after you finish exhausting yourself doing it, then they call you a nigger anyway, and you did it all for nothing. And that's like the punchline. And they can wait years for that to pay off. They can let you do it for like days, weeks, years before they hit you with the N bomb. But it's like Neely Footer says. Neely Footer says white people can set up jokes, practical jokes, where the punchline is 2 generations later. They're very patient with it. Yeah. So, hey, Vita, how's it going? Why do you have Andre's picture now? Like, is that another thing that Mario did? How did that happen? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, there we go. I gotta find out how to change that picture again, cause
Did
yeah, that's something.
Mario did that?
I don't know if he did. I don't know how it got.
Somebody
Yeah,
did it. It was one of them. It
yeah.
had to be.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, you know what? I let Andre in here as a host for that call-in show, so maybe he did it himself actually. So everyone knows how to do that,
Oh,
but me. Actually, I used to know how to do it, and I forgot. I don't even know. Hey, Tori and Rain, how you feeling? I just noticed you were up in here. And thanks, Jen Kazi, for What does this mean? Twitter Spaces are AIDS in a way that Clubhouse is. Do you mean like it's like the disease AIDS, or is that? I don't even know what that means. Uh.
well, I think they mean assistance. Maybe they're aiding something.
Oh, I thought he meant it was like discourse AIDS, like it's just just a disease, an incurable disease. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know what that means. Yeah, but
Oh,
but I mean, I saw you say the same thing on Twitter, but you were asking why do people even go in these spaces. I
oh,
feel
you're
the
talking
same
about
way.
that room?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there were like a bunch of rooms, and then Benjamin Dixon did a reply room about there are too many white men in public. But I'm like, why even do the reply room? Like they like that they're getting under your skin. Like to
You
me, I
know,
don't even know why even do that room.
to be fair, so I joined that one because I was curious as well. I was like, what is this about, right?
Yeah,
Because I'm nosy and I be bored.
yeah.
I won't even lie. So I went to the first one, the racist one, and I was really stunned that there were really Negroes in there, like pleading their humanity to these people. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, why are you even arguing with them? Why would you even entertain this shit? Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, you don't have to prove anything to these people. It's irrelevant, right? And then I saw what's his name? Bishop Dixon? Is that his name?
Oh no, Benjamin Dixon.
Benjamin Dixon.
He's a cool guy. I like him. I just
Look, he
didn't
gave
agree with
me
making the room.
well, he told everybody to follow me after I said what I said. And so
Oh,
I ended
okay.
up with like 100 something new followers right after that.
Yeah, he's a
So,
cool dude. I like him.
by the way, shout out to Torian. Thank you for saying hello. And thank you for all the compliments in the chat. I wanted to make sure I said thank you to you guys. Thank you, Dub G9. You're very sweet. Um, but yeah, so, oh yeah, Big Star Look is always funny. That's why I haven't changed it. I love that shit. Um,
Oh,
but
people ask
anyway,
what I'm whisking. This is a protein shake. I am whisking a protein shake.
I'm actually cooking, so I might hop off as soon as this timer goes off and turn my stove off.
Cool.
But so I was hungry and you was taking too long. So anyway,
Yeah. I was taking
I
a while. My computer was slow.
so I joined the Bishop Dixon group, Benjamin Dixon group. Shout out to him. Just to see what was going on. I ended up just asking to speak, just because I just want Like I had to say some shit. So
Yeah.
I don't even remember exactly what I said, but it pretty much boiled down to why even entertain these people. These people, oh, because what pissed me off is when I went into the room, there was some guy who I guess he's a rapper named Fuse MC or something like that.
Oh yeah, I saw that dude. He was saying
He
some funny stuff.
he was corny and he wasn't even whatever. So he starts explaining shit to these white people and then trying to break down racism and all this other shit. And so and it's like in his head it was almost like it sounded he really thought he could convince these people. So I'm listening to that. Then I went into the Benjamin Dixon room and I basically said that why I said this is the thing. White folks not confused about racism. If you listen to the podcast, I've said this on there. White people ain't lost. They know what racism is. They the ones that support the shit to make sure racist shit happens. They know who they fucking voted for. They know what rights they wanted taken away. They know what propositions they voted for. They're not lost. They ain't confused. They don't need anything broken down to them. It's they shit. Of course they know how to be racist. Why are you teaching it to them like they're confused? They not lost. When you make a room that says, why are there too many black women in public? That's not because they're confused about what racism is. They wrote that because they knew it was racist and they knew it would get the response. So that's my whole thing. It's like, why are we explaining racism or teaching about racism to people who created the shit? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And why would we expect them to dismantle a system that has benefited them for hundreds of years?
I don't think they even really expect it. I think they just want attention. I think they want. I don't know what they want. They want to be heard. They want to be seen. I don't even think they really, really expect
It's like
anything
they
to
look
change.
for white approval for real, you know? I don't do that. That's not my lane. That's not how I operate. So I just be confused. But the sad part is in that group, there were women who were like thanking him for making that group because a lot of black women were like one girl was damn near crying. I thought she was crying because she was just
Yeah.
like so hurt. And I don't think she was American. I forgot where she was from. I think she's from an island. Um, Very sweet girl, but she was really hurt by hearing. I guess she saw, I guess, or heard black men who were like entertaining this shit. And so she felt good to see a black man not, standing up for black women. And I think she was also saying she was happy to see other black men that were standing up for black women. And to be real, as much as I felt bad for her because I think she was sincerely like hurt.
Yeah.
Um, and the reason why I say I felt bad for her because I know what that feels like. I was that person years ago, back when YouTube like was early YouTube days, when all this before they had terms like red pill and things. As far as I knew, there were all these black men who just hated black women, like Tommy
Oh,
Sotomayor. It
it
was
was
like
so bad.
it was bad. It was insane. It was nothing like it is now. People complain about it now, but back then it was bad because YouTube wasn't even as popular. So that was like a big chunk of the content on there. So it was wild. So I remember how I felt when I discovered YouTube and I discovered all these black men who hated black women. And I internalized that for a little while. Like, cause I was really hurt. I really believed black men hated black women because I was watching these things. So then, as I began to just meet more and more people, started really paying attention to the black men in my life, the black men I interacted with, they would never condone that shit. In fact, one time my brother told me, he said, "Man, the things that people don't realize, a lot of these niggas that be on there saying that shit, they not even in the circle. Like, they not in my circle. Those niggas wouldn't even be around. They way somewhere else."
Yeah. Also, YouTube, like 2012. I'm sorry, Twitter was really bad too. They were calling like
Yeah.
dark skinned women like roaches and all. That's why, like, to a degree, um, part of me understands the divestors because I feel like, okay, a lot of them are probably, this is a correction for that. But on the flip side, I don't give them that out either because some of them, so many of them, a majority of them are so young. I don't think they were actually around for that. I think they use that as an excuse. But either way, my hope is if the space was so much in one direction, maybe this is just a necessary correction. And then after we get past this divester phase, maybe it'll go to the middle or something. I hope it doesn't.
Um.
I hope it doesn't go all the way back. I hope that we're not in for a future of the pendulum swinging back and forth. That's my fear.
Yeah, and there are theories that are like that, um, where people say that there's this shift femininity versus masculinity, and these things sort of shift throughout time. I've read that. I think what's his name, Eckhart Tolle, is one of the people that talks about that, or he talked about it in one of his books.
Yeah.
Um, so I've heard that before, as far as just overall in society. So I don't know if Twitter or social media is falling in line with that sort of pendulum shift. But at the end of the day, as Black people, I feel like we don't have time to be buying into dumb shit, especially when it comes to going against our own people, especially when comes up when it's about going against um, Black women or Black men. I just don't. I don't think we have time to be feeding into that shit. So yeah, it's a pendulum shift maybe, but a lot of these niggas is nuts. And I think the problem with the internet is you get everybody concentrated in one area, so it looks like a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like I
And
can see.
you get a vocal minority too. Like for example, all those Tommy Sotomayor types and those people on those message boards and stuff. I think part of the reason why they're on social media and Twitter is because they can't say this stuff with anybody they know. They don't have
Exactly.
any, you know. I so they all are like minority opinions in their own town or circles, and then they congregate online where they could be a vocal minority and look like a majority, and even do bot accounts and all that type of bullshit.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. Um, I think with a lot of these, how do I say it? The issue I have is when people who aren't in those groups or are trying to counter those groups, and they just say more stupid shit. Like,
Yeah, yeah. They're trying to help and then just make it worse.
right. Like, for example, I noticed that a lot in the conversations about Black men. You get Black men who hop in there making Black men look terrible.
Oh, can you give me an example of what you're
so
talking about?
so for example, you might see a tweet that says something negative about Black men, and then there'll become a Black guy saying, trying to basically flipping it, trying to say it's the same thing for Black women, but it's actually more insulting. It's like Black women were
Oh,
slave owners too, and you're like, nigga, what are you talking about? I'm
that's
sure
that
you've
book.
seen it.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. There's that book, Daughters of the Trade, that I've talked about plenty of times, where this woman talks about this colony in Africa where Black women married slavers and ended up taking over like the slave trade in that part of Africa when the colonizers went home. And there's like a group of Black men that took that book about a very specific area of Africa and a very specific tribe and
Hmm.
universalized it to say like Black women were co-conspiring. Aaron exposed the manosphere. Aaron, he talks about this book all the time, and I've talked about it too. But it's just funny. The woman who wrote the book is a white woman who was not making that type of point about Black women in general or whatever. She's just a historian that found an interesting story, but she's become like celebrated by these people, but she doesn't want them as fans, and she disavows them. But they've made her into their like icon anyway, and they also bring up that she's white, so they're like, yeah, it takes a white woman to tell the truth against these whatever names they're calling Black women at any given time. And it's just so funny that she does not want their fandom, and she explicitly says this is not a commentary on Black women as a whole or at all. This is just a history book about an
Right.
undertold story, and that's it. There's not. Yeah, uh but
Also,
mhm,
again, the fact that it's even being retold at all,
yeah,
it's always going to miss elements of context. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because I'm always questioning just what specifically did those women have access to prior. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know. I haven't read the book, so I have no clue.
Yeah, I
But
haven't read the book, but I've seen her talks on it, and it's very neutral sounding. It's not inflammatory or racy at all, but they add a
yeah,
lot of extras on it. I got a feeling they don't read it either. I think they
of course
just
they
hear,
don't.
yeah.
They don't have to. They watch YouTube and then repeat shit, or they saw somebody
Yeah.
else, and not even her YouTube. They're watching other niggas talk about the book and then repeating what that nigga said.
Yep, yep,
Thank you,
yep.
Cian. I really appreciate that. For those who want to see my nails, these are my nails. I even added a little Christmas and Cali touch.
Oh, nice.
Snowflakes. Yeah. So and it got it's clear. I don't know if you guys can see. It's kind of clear, and I got like hearts and butterflies and sparkles and shit on the inside. So
Yeah, Dub G9 read the book. He's saying the same thing, that she wasn't making that point at all. Yeah, yeah. I mean, everyone who's read that book has told me it's just an interesting piece of scholarship that's well done, but it's become a polemic. It's become a manifesto. That is.
yeah. But
Yeah.
another thing I saw, somebody said something about I forgot what it was. That's something to do with black men, I'm sure. And then someone in the comments was like, said something about black women. What did he say? Oh, black women will do anything for white men, and it was just very general. And I was like, what are you even talking about? And so I basically was just like, y'all realize black women don't really fuck with white men like that. I don't know where y'all got this from, but I realize people look at the internet and they see this concentration of people and they assume those people are a lot. And they put it like this: if there were, I don't know how many millions of people are in this country. T, you smart, you should know shit.
I don't know how many people are in this country. I should.
Let's just say 10 million. I have no fucking clue.
It's
Say
definitely
10.
more than that. But yeah.
Okay, 20 million. I have no fucking clue. So to say there's 20 million people in this country, right? You're looking at a concentration of about 100 people talking about some shit. And it feels like it's a lot. Now, remember, a lot of these motherfuckers have multiple accounts. That's why all of them be having like 15 followers or 0 followers and shit like that. So it's not even as many people. Oh, 330 million. That's even worse. Out of 330 million people in this country alone, y'all talking about the same 100, 200 people who don't represent at all the majority. Another thing that pisses me off, I know I'm going off on this tangent. Sorry, T, I'm
No,
taking
no,
over.
no, no. It's related. It's related to the
Yeah.
topic. Go ahead. Go
And
off.
y'all left me out of last stream, but that's a whole other conversation. I was really mad about that. I was like, no.
Oh yeah, it was a technical. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, Android is hard to program for, according to
That's
Andre.
bullshit.
Pew.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit. They just that's bullshit. Anyway, um, the other thing that irritates me is a when a bunch of black women are attacking a particular male or male point of view, and they're constantly saying black women are telling you, black women are telling you, no, nigga, y'all niggas is telling him. I don't know what's up with this ego thing where they think they somehow represent the masses of black women. Like you are not speaking for everybody. So that's just one of those things that pisses me off. Like, don't act like you speaking for everybody. Black women are telling you this is the truth. Who? Who are you niggas? Why do you
Yes.
assume you represent? I don't know how many black women are in the country or in the world, but there's a gang of us, and you don't represent all of us. Like, shut the fuck up.
Real quick, I try to do something different this time, and to put the house cleaning later in the show, so people can't complain that we took too long to get to the topic. So I'm gonna put the house cleaning here. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're in the room, hit like. But something else too. Do this. Go to twitter.com/champagne sharks and retweet the tweet that we put out saying that we're live. That's let's get more people in here. So go on your social medias, and let people know we're in here. Give them the link to the YouTube, give them the link to the Twitch. It's twitch.tv/champagne sharks. But yeah, let's get more people in here. All that is free. Everything that I'm telling you right now to do is free. You can like it, you can comment, you can share, subscribe. All that is free to do. You need to get the subscriber count up, you need to get the likes up, you need to get the views up. So definitely do that. It takes 10 seconds. You can do it while you listen. And for the stuff that does cost money, hit the super chat if you're enjoying the stream. It's real easy to do, just in that little dollar sign, the bottom. If you're on Twitch, subscribe, or I don't understand how you donate on Twitch. Like, it's confusing to me, but whatever it is that you do to support on Twitch, by all means do that. You can PayPal us at champagnesharks@gmail.com. You can Venmo or Cash App us at Champagne Sharks. Become a subscriber for $5 a month at patreon.com/Champagne Sharks. You pay for a year at once, you get 10% off. So that's another option. Even if you're already subscribed, consider upgrading to an annual subscription, and you can just pay for it all at once, or even give it as a gift. You can make it a gift subscription. And anything else? Did I forget? Actually, I said Patreon. So if you missed all that, don't worry. That ticker on the bottom is going to be playing for the rest of the stream. So all you have to do is just watch the ticker on the bottom, pick your way to pay, and do that. But everything that you if we feel like we provide a good service or help you stay sane, especially in this past year, I know people needed lots of ways to stay sane, then by all means contribute to us, and it helps us make the show better. And yeah, that's it. If I missed anything, Vita, by all means please let me know. But yeah, I think I got
Well,
everything.
I don't see the link.
Oh, there's no link in the tweet, or there's no tweet.
I didn't see the tweet.
Let me check. I thought I hit send. That would be embarrassing. Let
Oh,
me
I'm
see.
bugging. It's at the top. You know what? I
Yeah.
skip people's top tweets. I assume it's a pin tweet.
Ah,
We need a pin tweet so we don't
that
have
is
this
true.
problem. We need to have pin
Yeah,
tweet
yeah.
issue.
I've had pinned tweets and then they get old and dated, and I haven't made a new one yet. Yeah, but
I I got our same old ass stream from whatever that was. Is my people
but
still
people
like
still
it,
engage with
so
that thing. Yeah, that
they do.
people still like that tweet, so it works. Yeah, so I only see 2 retweets. Right, y'all can definitely. I know a lot of y'all on Twitter. Just take 10 seconds, retweet that tweet. I was saying earlier before you came, uh, uh Vita, that people act like our show has like Unabomber manifestos or pipe bomb recipes. People be afraid to let people know. And I get it. A lot of people have black liberal like family, Obama lovers. You'd be afraid. But I was
Mm.
saying like people will share Joe Button talking about jerking off a dog before they share our show. Like, it's like
I mean,
it's not
yeah,
that serious. You can share it.
people tend to share things they hate more than they like, so that's another thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did I did an experiment once on Facebook, and I was asking recommendations for something. I might have did the same thing on Twitter on my old account, and I was asked for recommendations for something like in LA, right? And I would get no responses, or maybe one, or maybe a like. The worst is when you get a like instead of an answer to your fucking question.
Oh yeah,
It's just
that's
like,
annoying.
why even like my shit? But
I
what?
know why they do that though. They do it because a lot of times they have the same questions, so they like it to bookmark it
Oh,
to
okay,
see if
okay.
someone answers you. Because I asked somebody that once, I got annoyed, and then they explained to me. But it's still annoying. It still annoys me.
It's still annoying because you're waiting. You're thinking you got a notification for or answer to your fucking question. Oh, can you get that band, whatever the fuck that is in there? Naked
Uh,
HD clothing.
oh damn. What?
Yeah, we're getting spammed. Shout out to I missed it that quick. Megan Tastic. Megan Tastic, I guess is also more terrorizing Vita with the white cannon, please. Oh, thank you, Megan Tastic.
Yeah, yeah. We're like overdue for that.
Yeah, we need to do. You know what? My mom gave a suggestion and I forgot what it was. But what were we talking about before I saw that thing?
We were talking about the troll, but before the
Oh,
troll, I forgot.
I was telling you one thing that an experiment I did. So I asked the question, recommendations for something. I think it was like restaurants, some type of restaurant in LA, and no response, crickets. I put there are no whatever type of restaurants in LA. Let me tell you, all of a sudden, you don't know what you're talking about. What about this? What about that? What about this? I'm like, nigga, when I ask, you niggas didn't know shit. But when I say we don't have it, all of a sudden y'all mad and y'all want to y'all randomly got all these recommendations. So
You know what that reminds me of too? I hate when people do this. You ever have like we went out on Friday night, right? And we went out Friday, and what happened was we the place that we were going to eat. It was a bunch of people. A lot of us didn't know each other. A bunch of people went to a place and it was full. It couldn't accommodate everybody. So
uh-huh.
then it's all a bunch of black people, and everyone's like, "Well, where are we gonna eat now?" And they were all looking at me and this other guy, and the other guy was like, "Oh, I don't want to, suggest anything." So I said, "You know what? I'm gonna make an executive decision. I'm going to pick a place that I know is good, is about a 3 block walk, and I know that the food is good and it is huge, so it fits a lot of people." So everyone was didn't want to suggest something, but they're from out of town too, some of them, so they couldn't suggest anything. So I said, okay, this is where we're going. It's 3 blocks away. There's like 20 of us, and this is it. Let's go. So we start walking. and then suddenly, and I hate when people do this. Once you give an idea, once somebody takes the lead,
Mhm.
now all the backseat driving starts. Like, what about this place? What about that place? It's like,
Right.
come on, we arranged with everybody. We texted people who are not here to go to this place. Why are you bringing up new places now? And then they started popping into places while we were walking. So we turn around and half the party's gone because they
Mm.
just are peeping other places. But it reminds you of what you said. Like, people have no idea and nothing to say. But when you say something, now they want to, backseat drive. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I hate that shit. And let me get back on camera. Sorry. I don't like to actually take the hit on camera. um, but what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, 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 that was it.
Oh,
I'm trying to look at how to actually ban this guy. I just timed him out, but
oh, I blocked him. I don't know
oh,
if
so
that
you
worked.
figured out how to block him. Okay, cool.
Well, I tried, and it's actually said refresh your page. So maybe when you put them in timeout, now I can't block them.
Okay. Yeah. So
But it's fine. If they pop up, I'll block them. But I was saying that no, I hate when I hate when there are already plans being made or they're arranged, and then somebody wants to come in with a complaint. Like you like they weren't in on the emails, the text messages. Like we're at that day, we're at that moment. People are like, well, why are we doing this or why are we here? We
oh,
should
I
have went over
hate that.
here. We should have did this. And I was like, well, nigga, you was not part of that conversation. You did not participate.
Here's what's even worse. Someone who participated but said nothing for a week. And
Right.
then the day of, that's even worse than the person that wasn't in the conversation. Like an hour before. Do we really want to go here? Here's 12 places. Like, no, why? Just shut up.
No, I have a homegirl. That shit. Listen, if she wasn't my ace, I would probably have to fuck her ass up. She used to irritate the fuck out of me with that shit. But she be having my back all the time, so I can't be too mad at her.
Yeah.
But one of the things that irritates me that she does is she will like we'll have an event or something that we plan to organize or whatever. She at the event or like right after the event, she starts telling me things that we should have did, but it's not like, oh, let's learn from this should have happened because these things happened. They're more so like complaints. Like, I don't know why we had the wine glasses over here or blah blah blah. I'm like, what are you talking about? Why are you complaining right now when people
Yeah.
are already here or telling me after the fact? Oh, we should have did this. I don't know why y'all did it this way. Fuck you mean?
I had a homeboy that used to like to whine, and it was really annoying because whining is annoying in general. And maybe this is
Yes.
sexist, but I feel like it's more annoying when a man whines. It may call it a
Yes.
sexist thing. I don't know.
I get
So,
annoyed either way, but I can see from a man being more annoyed if a man whines.
yeah, yeah. Because what he would do, sometimes he'd be like wingman. We'd be out like with like two girls, and say like, "I'm taking us someplace," but it's taking a little while to get there because of the traffic. And the girls are complaining, like, how far is the place? And then he would join in. Yeah, how far is the place? I'm like, nigga, well, you're
Wow.
supposed to be calming the girls down. Why do I have three people whining, the two girls and my homeboy? Like, and I would
Yeah.
talk to him like, yo, dude, you're supposed to be like the other man. You're supposed to be like, uh putting them at ease. That's supposed to be like the third whiner. Like it was
Right.
he used to get on my
Well,
nerves
I
with it.
think I think when men do it, especially like that, it's even a turn off to the woman they're trying to impress.
Yes, even if the woman was whining, I think it is.
Yeah, of course, because you don't want the thing about okay, I'll say this. But I'll say this by myself. There have been times where I was whining or complaining about something because I wanted him to take more of a lead or step
Yeah.
up. It had nothing really to do with the thing, but like you said, calm me down, make me feel more comfortable with the decision, explain something, whatever it is. But to just flip and agree with me and start whining with me, it's just like, well, that's not cool.
Hey, big shout out to Kalanji Changa. He's gonna be doing some stuff with us. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Let us know, man. We're down whenever. DM us on Twitter, Champagne Sharks, or Champagne Sharks at Gmail. You could email us. But yeah, I definitely wanna do some stuff with y'all. I like everything they've been doing at Black Power Media. If you haven't been checking them
oh,
out,
that's from Black Power. This person's from Black Power Media.
yeah.
I seen something recently. You know what? Shout out to you. And I would love to be on there. Please. In fact, I should have been emailing you, begging you to let me on there.
My only
Absolutely.
complaint with Black Power Media, they have too much good stuff, man. It's hard to keep up, man. It's like homework, man, because I want to watch it all. Like they don't have any duds, so
I
it's
want to say
like,
I saw a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad recently about it too. I don't know if y'all been doing y'all been on your promo because I noticed it.
mhm.
I never and I don't be noticing shit. T will tell you I don't be noticing nothing. But I did notice that. So y'all are on your promo game. I would love to be on there. I'm honored to even be asked. So to keep it real.
Yeah, we modded up M Toussaint, so hopefully that helps with the if any more trolls come.
Oh, he
Yeah.
said we family now, so
Oh,
that's what's
for
up.
real.
I mean, hey, let's do it. But yeah, whining. I don't like any type of whining, to be real. Like even kids. It's one of my triggers. With even though I work with kids and I love children to death, I've recognized that whining grates my nerves. So I've had to learn to one realize it's my issue that they're children, so it's my issue, not theirs, and
Yeah.
also teaching them like you don't have to whine. You can ask. Just use your words and ask me. And when I make them more comfortable with it, because a lot of times kids are whining because they're scared to ask. So I had to learn to adjust how I react to it so they can feel more comfortable just asking me. Because that whining shit, it grates my nerves. I think what were you gonna say?
No, my three toxically masculine beliefs, like my three traditional gender role beliefs that people might not agree with, but I hate when a man whines. I hate when a man whispers. Like, don't come in my ear and start whispering to me. Like I used to work with
What?
this dude, and he would come to my desk, and he'd be like, "Yeah, pss, pss, pss." Like, listen, just stop it. Just text me, catch me at lunch, unless it's got an emergency, like don't whisper. I'm like, he be whispering. It's not even something that's worth whispering about. I'm like, why are you whispering to me? Like, stop. Because then I start whispering back reflexively because I'm keeping the
Mm.
same. I'm like, wait, I don't want to be a whispering dude. So just don't. And then giggling. I hate giggling. Me and Mario always talk about giggling dudes. I don't even like people who type like they're giggling. Have you seen the people who type in a giggly
You
way?
know, I won't even lie to you. That's probably my thing. I when so if I feel like this is a male account and they're giggling, it is something I don't. It's like, ugh. I know
Yeah,
that
it's like
sounds bad. I know that sounds bad, y'all, but
yeah. I
it's
hate
just
like when
one
I'm
of those
arguing with a
things.
dude and the dude is typing back in a giggly way. It's like, oh, just. Uh,
Typing back in a giggle. So did you see the video that people are sharing saying how black men are terrible and black women are divine? Because that
no, I
guy
missed this one.
was so there's this guy, I'm gonna pull it up. You have to watch it.
Oh
He
yeah, please
gives
do.
he you probably seen him. He gives flowers to men in the hood or the people.
Mm,
Did you see
I
that?
can't stand that dude.
So people were reacting to it. So I ended up posting, in fact, I'm gonna just share it from here. I didn't even respond because people were like bashing black men for it. And because these like some black guys kind of I guess hyper reacted to it. And
Yeah,
then there was like this black woman who was, you know, very who was like in almost in tears because he was so nice to do it, not even realizing she's just doing a whole internet clout stunt thing. But so that's when they were like praising black women and then putting down black men. But I honestly thought it was really just disrespectful to even be doing that to these men, taking videos of them without their consent while they're just trying to go to the store.
yeah,
And
exactly.
and you're doing these things to get the reaction that you got. And who knows how many other men didn't react that way, but this guy didn't post it, you know?
Yep.
Because I guarantee you most guys probably didn't get violent, you know.
Yeah,
They might have got annoyed or mad, like, nigga, what you doing? But I don't believe that every single black man that got the flower was hyper reactive to it in that way and was very aggressive. And even if they were, I don't think they're necessarily wrong. Because
yeah,
why are
I
you
agree.
purposely trying to agitate people? And you knew what you were doing, like, and you went to, and it's called giving flowers in the hood for a reason, you know? Um, but in response to that, I posted a video, one of my favorite stand-up clips. I think about it a lot, honestly, because I've seen that conversation more than once about uh that kind of shit. I even made a joke about, is it masculine for a man to order Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity from IHOP.
I don't even want to say that. Like, I won't even say moon over my hammy. Like, I went to Denny's and I just pointed, and she's like, "What do you want?" I said, "Listen, I'm not saying this. I'm not gonna say this. It's not even a masculine thing. It's just an adult thing. I'm not gonna say moon." In response to this question, unless you're a freaking spy, like if you and I work for the CIA and we're spies,
And you're
or we're
spying in that moment.
yeah, we're spying in that moment, like not in CIA headquarters. We can't be at the desk in Langley. Well, first off, I don't want to work for the CIA, so that's a whole different problem. But that's the only time we're in the field. Then you can whisper at me. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think that's cool to be doing that to people. But the particular thing about the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity thing, though, is I thought about it because I was thinking even to myself, like, that just sounds so corny to say. So I don't know what inspired me to do it, but I Googled the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity ad in YouTube and I found it, the first ad. By the way, it was only like $3.99. But even in the ad, they make fun of the fact that nobody wants to say the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity. They have these different scenes of people with like paper bags on their heads or like disguises as they order it because nobody wants to order some shit called the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity. So they knew that when they were marketing the shit.
Funny.
Yeah, but this is one of my favorite little stand-ups. It's this white comedian named Bill Burr, and he's one of the few white comedians I actually think has been funny.
Oh, he's pretty funny.
I don't think I honestly don't think most white comedians are funny at all. Here we go. Oh, I got these new options on here, so it's be confusing me. All these new options on StreamYard. Here we go. Share audio. All right.
No, I noticed. You know what? I know I had an anger problem was when just like little random things. Like I went to this place another time. I'm on the road and I'm ordering food, and I was done ordering the food, and the guy behind the counter asked me if I wanted a cookie, right? And all of a sudden, he had this unbelievable urge just to blast this guy right in the face. I'm not trying to be.
Yeah, that shit cracks me up every time.
What kind of a man asks another man if he wants a cookie? You want a cookie? Huh? You want a cookie there?
Right.
You know what the sad thing was? I wanted a cookie. I would have loved one. Sit there with a big glass of milk like a 4-year-old. Who doesn't love a cookie? You know? But I say it. I say I want a cookie. You don't fucking. I say it.
You know what's funny with him? When he does this stuff, he's serious, but he's also kind of making fun of himself at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which I like.
He's making fun of the hyper masculinity shit, funny enough.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of feminists take him at face value. It's very funny.
Well, because this is what they do. They seek out keywords and get mad at it. So fuck them. But he has because the reason why I'm saying that he's making fun of the hyper masculinity thing, because this is just one joke of throughout the whole thing. He's talking about like his dad and his abusive dad and things in relationships. And he even talks about, it was really funny. The funniest one to me was when he talked about low key how as a man he gets jealous of women and the fact that they can do certain things, like his girlfriend gets excited about carving a pumpkin, but as a man he can't feel like he can be excited about carving a pumpkin.
You know what I was thinking about the other day, because I follow like different trans people on Twitter, because a lot of people in the left Twitter space, there's like a lot of trans people. I think it's way overrepresented compared to the general public. And a lot of these trans women will be looking like attractive and stuff, right? And then they'll show pictures of when they were presenting as men. And you'll see them and like, man, you were a homely man. Like, that's not thinking, well, it's kind of easier to be an attractive woman and an attractive man. Like, because it's the same person, but they got some long hair, they got some makeup, and, took some hormones. And it's like, they're all like a strong 6 or higher. But a lot of them were like 3s as men, And that's not thinking like, man, like I always felt bad about women having these beauty standards and everything, but I started realizing like women have so many things to hook their faces up or improve themselves. They can put a push-up bra, they can put a waist trainer, if they're at like 15% body fat, they're like in like the top 5%, and everything. And I was like, wow, like I started realizing like women have a lot of options to look good that men don't really have. Like a guy's got to get to like 6% body fat and grind it out, and whatever.
Well, I mean, they have girdles for men. They have weaves for men. They got fake beards for men.
But look how you get judged for it. Like
I
when those
know.
pictures go up of the guy getting his hair sprayed, he's just being clowned. You
And
know?
I
Yeah.
won't lie to you.
Yeah.
I couldn't date a guy who would get a beard weave. Like it's
Yeah.
it's over. A toupee if we're old, fine. If we're like 70, I have no problem with it. But at fucking late 30s, early 40s, no. I'd
Yeah.
rather you just shave it off.
We have less options, but when we do use them, they get judged like harder, for it on top of that. So we just can't win.
Yeah. So this is the thing, gang member, which is an interesting name. I'm
Yeah.
gonna guess you are not a gang member. Um I don't know. But men do get lipo now. And it's funny in LA. So being in LA, and I'm sure it's not too different in New York. You see a lot more people who aren't real. They're getting surgery, they're getting enhancements. They're not doing things in this like healthy, legit way. I'll give you a perfect example of a celebrity that I believe gets all the things done. Jennifer Lopez. I think she gets the cool sculpting. I think she gets all the shit,
Oh,
I'm sure
makes
she's
sense.
fit, but she's
Yeah.
like 50, you know. Um, and then the thing is, because you're natural, most women or just people in general, as you age, your body holds on to fat a little differently.
And women's metabolisms drop harder than men's because
Right.
of the lack of testosterone, the muscle mass.
Exactly. And especially after women have babies, their bodies completely change. So when we look at these celebrities and or even influencers, quote unquote, these Instagram folks, you have to understand these people are all getting surgery. I seen a video of this girl. Also, all the skinny girls who bought asses are now saying that they worked out and got asses. I don't know what that's about, but it's obvious.
Yeah, they do that all the time. Because I started going back to the gym, so I started following like fitness influencers for like workout ideas. Because I do this type of workouts called high interval intensity training, and it can get kind of boring. So I like looking at new ideas. So there's some women with clearly fake asses talking about here's my glute program that helped me
Right.
get this ass. I'm like, listen, you have two basketballs in there, and your
Right.
legs are skinny. That is not.
Right.
And the crazy thing is, the glute workouts will actually be good, but it's not the what's responsible
and
for.
and and people have to be realistic. Like I've had to learn how to be realistic. Trust me. I wish I could just completely transform everything about me. One, things take time. Two, I'm not. Everybody's body is different, and genetics are different. And if you don't got it, you just don't got it. No amount of working out is going to widen your hips and fatten your ass. People say it. You might build muscle and it might look great. You still have a great looking ass, but it ain't going to be what you know.
And people have different genetics. Like, for example, I'm the kind of person that my when I work out, my biceps grow really fast, but other parts of my body don't do that. So I just don't like work out like biceps. But some people, their asses actually do get pretty big from um doing squats and stuff. But there's no one size fits all genetics. Like I know this girl who tried to get her ass bigger from doing all the glute stuff, and instead she got these huge legs. Her ass got like tighter and like more muscular. Like it looked more fit, but it didn't like come out. So
Right.
she's got these huge like Schwarzenegger thighs now, and
Hmm.
she did all the exercises correctly. She's a trainer and everything, but her body doesn't activate like that. And ironically, her ass actually looks smaller now because all the body parts around it got bigger, so it
Yeah.
created the illusion actually that it's actually smaller. So yeah, there's no guarantees with anything when it comes to
No.
genetics.
And that flat tummy tea shit. So I learned that it's actually a laxative. Did y'all know that? I learned that
Yeah,
recently.
that's all it is. It's just a laxative.
Yeah, and it doesn't actually help them lose any weight. They just feel, basically what happens is you feel like you feel better because you just like any other laxative, you just emptied yourself out,
Yeah,
not because
exactly.
you actually um lost any fat, you know. I mean, I'm learning a lot. I've been studying a lot. I've been having my ups and downs with this shit. Especially with my birthday and Thanksgiving being in the same month. My
Oh
sister's
yeah.
birthday, which would meant we go to Vegas. So and then my birthday literally right after that, and then Thanksgiving. So I've been killing it November, not in a good way. Uh but it's important to me and for all of us to be very realistic about what we can accomplish.
Um, this is true as well. Gang member knows this stuff. My
Mm,
trainer told me this, right? Because I was interested in using laxatives, not because of losing weight, but I've been changing my diet because I've been trying to lose this quarantine weight that I put on. And what happens is, uh, I'm going to the gym and I have to have a high protein diet. So you see me taking, like, so I'm supposed to take like 1 gram of protein um per pound of weight. So
mm,
yeah, so I take over 200 grams of protein a day. And not to get graphic, but protein really constipates you. And I try to balance it with like fiber and all this stuff. So what I was doing was like every now and then I would take like a laxative to counteract the protein. And I didn't realize this. My trainer told me this. He goes, if you take laxatives, it makes the food pass through your body without being fully absorbed. So he said a lot of anorexic people, or bulimic people eating disorders will
bulimic.
take a lot of laxatives. So in a dangerous way, the laxatives can make you lose weight, but by making you not digest your food, the food will actually pass through. So you get the joy of eating, but you make the food pass through your body before it gets digested,
Right.
but you also
Well,
don't get any of the nutrients or vitamins. You will get like nutrient deficiencies, which is what gang members talking about. Lose all your nutrients, so it's actually very unhealthy. Not just because you're starving yourself. It's ironic. You're eating, but you're still starving yourself because you make the food
and
evacuate your body.
I was just about to say
Yeah,
that. So I know. So I've struggled with bulimia. I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, and by the way, it's actually more common than people realize. And I keep seeing I know I'm going off on a couple of tangents before I get to the main point that I want to make, but I've also realized there's this trend on TikTok or online of calling people who are like extremely healthy online as saying that or like they're obsessed with the gym, that these people have eating disorders.
yeah.
Number one, people gotta stop trying to diagnose people they don't fucking know. That's number one. Um, Number two, a lot of people around us have eating disorders and we don't know what it looks like. I didn't know what it looked like until I got a diagnosis, and they really listen. I made the therapist go through the DSM-5 herself and explain this shit to me because I don't see. Because I thought bulimia was like white girls eating with their friends and going in the bathroom and sticking their finger down their throat. I didn't know things like laxatives, binging, so having starvation times and binging after, which is what a lot of them do. Um, is also considered bulimic. I didn't know that either. It's called non-purge bulimia. Um, so it's but essentially what's happening is your body is starving itself. So you're not burning fat. So it's not like you're working out, like you're eating the right foods that are naturally burning your fat, increasing your metabolism. What's happening is you're starving yourself. So your body starts feeding on the fat in your body and you're not getting the nutrients that you need. So you're actually double depleting the nutrients in your body and the things that you need. Your stomach is your second in command. I told you I'll be reading. So I'll be reading there's 2 books I've been recommending to people, and that's The Calorie Myth and Eat Smarter.
Mm.
And both of those books have really taught me a lot about the body. And The Calorie Myth is probably the best one because it also explains how a lot of our health issues and our struggles with eating right and our struggles with dieting and having healthy nutrition is not really our fault in the way that we think. We think it's about willpower, but really we're surrounded by so much shit, and food is such a social thing. Food isn't just food. It's not just nourishment. And we don't think of it as that, especially now when food is in abundance as humans. This is like the only time in history we've had food just in abundance.
Mm-hmm.
We don't worry about famine. There's even with COVID, none of y'all worried about a famine, I promise. Right. There was food just readily there's now food readily available. It's become part of our socialization, right? You go to an office party, there's food. You visit your grandma for the weekend, there's food. These are important, and they're important parts of our socialization. It's a birthday party, it's Christmas, it's Thanksgiving. So trying to, live in that type of environment just overall has been a struggle for us. It doesn't mean don't try. It's not saying that at all, but it's just having more empathy and patience with yourself and being very realistic about what you're struggling with. Because people keep trying to say people are just lazy and they don't want to lose weight. That's the problem. This body positivity movement is the problem. I think the body positivity movement is great because I think there's nothing better than somebody loving themselves. I'll never be mad at it.
I think
But
the body positivity movement is great, but there are some people who just are like weight loss kind of incels who just kind of give up and want to just complain, who I think use the very necessary, very good body positivity movement as a cover for, like,
their
being
issue,
negative and
right?
stuff. But I agree with you. The body
Yeah,
positivity thing
the
is very good.
actual idea of being body positive, not
Yeah.
the other shit. And the reason
Yeah.
why I say that
The
is
good faith body positivity.
right.
I'm
I'm
all
not
for.
talking, and like anything, you know how these things work.
Yep.
People take it over and it becomes some other bullshit, fucking up what the real meaning behind it was, which is just learn to love yourself regardless. You
Hmm.
trying, you're doing your best, and still love yourself, even big or small, it doesn't fucking matter. You should just love yourself. That's what the body positivity movement actually is. And I love that.
Yeah.
I
The
think
best phrase I heard related to that is you're fine the way you are and there's always room for improvement. As in, like, you can accept yourself and still, want to be better than you were yesterday. And I think that's what gets lost. People think either you love yourself, which means you don't have to do anything to improve yourself, or you improve yourself, but that means that you hate yourself, and there's no type of.
But this is the
Mhm,
reality of it. I don't
mhm.
even think the majority of people within the body positive movement or outside of it, most people want to lose weight. Most people are trying. That's why I don't get the beratement that people get, because 99% of people who are overweight are trying. They try every day. You know how I know? Weight loss industry is literally a $70 billion industry. Somebody trying. you know so I'm saying, like, people, we have to be more patient with ourselves and be more patient with each other. I don't like this idea that we're negative towards people who have learned to love themselves. Like, that's I don't like that shit. Like, it's okay to love yourself. It's okay, like you said, there's room for improvement. All of us naturally as humans, we want to grow, we want to improve if we're in healthy spaces, right? Unless we're depressed or something, and that's a whole nother conversation. But and somebody's talking about food addiction. This is the other thing people don't realize, and I talk about this a lot, and I tell this in my story. When I talk about trauma, people forget that trauma is directly correlated with obesity, and a lot of it is connected to food addiction, and that's one side of it. The food itself is addictive. There are so many chemicals in our food that are not only addictive, and they're addictive for a reason. They want you to keep buying their product. All this processed food, they put stuff in it at double the sugar, double the salt, so you get all your dopamine hits in a bite, and you keep purchasing it. But not only does it taste good, not only is it making you gain weight, but the reason why it's making you gain weight is because it's also disrupting your body's natural ability to burn fat. Is disrupting that system, because that's what the chemicals do. And so our brains, our stomachs are our second in command. So when we eat, it's that our stomachs is the part that sends the nutrients where it's supposed to go in your body, right? So if you don't have, it creates, eating when you eat processed food, the gut also gets bad bacteria. What happens with that bacteria is it starts craving more of what keeps it alive. So you're having all these cravings for some bullshit because you have this bacteria that's actually craving it. And now because that's where we forget our stomach is like a second brain. So at any rate, these are great books. I learned that from The Calorie Myth and Eating Smarter. I really want to get the guy Sean Stevenson on Champagne Sharks, but I saw how they decide what shows they go on, and it has to do with how big their audience is. So if y'all want like really dope experts and shit, please subscribe.
Yeah, and also speaking of that, tweet out this episode. Like, get into the habit of just being our best ambassadors, because that's really the best thing that can be done. Yeah. So listen to Vito,
Yeah, I like
subscribe,
that.
share.
I like that phrase. Listen to Vita. That's better than listen to black women. No, don't listen to black women. Listen to Vita. Um, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't want to hear no shit on my Twitter. Vita talking about that candida. What's a candida?
Oh, it's some kind of growth. I think it's like a fungus or
Oh,
some
that's the
kind of.
name of it. That's what you're talking about. That, you know what? It might be. I don't even remember the name. I'm terrible. So I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. I'm like terrible at repeating back what I've read. So that could be the actual term of the bacteria. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't be remembering shit. I just remember. So it's my dad always used to tease. He said, I think like a sociologist. I can never remember the details, but I always look at the big picture. That's me. So yeah, thank you for that, Winfield. What would social pages be if you couldn't post about meals? About 50% of social media posts are people's meals. I mean, I like looking at people's food. I'm addicted to food just like the rest of y'all.
Yeah, I had some pretty good Chinese food last night in Chinatown. That was pretty slamming. But um what's funny is with Chinese food, I don't know what it is about Chinese food, but I gained like 4 or 5 pounds the next day. But I know it's not real
Yeah.
weight. I know it's not fat, but something about it makes me retain water.
I'm about to say you're retaining that water. It's the salt.
The
All
salt,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah, there's a
sodium.
lot of sodium in it or
Do you put
something in it.
soy sauce in your food?
I don't put a
Oh,
lot
you
of
in New
soy.
York? You be eating that Chinese food? Yeah, that's salt.
Yeah, yeah. This was in Chinatown. This was like
Yeah.
I mean, they had stuff in the menu that I have never normally seen in like the bulletproof hood Chinese spots. They have like meat. They had a crab. We didn't order this. I tried not to eat too much shellfish, but they had a crab. I swear it was this big. It was about bigger than a toddler, and each crab arm was like a baby's arm. It was a huge
Wow.
crab, and it's one crab that fits a whole table, and it was too big. Like this crab was just too big. Like it just looked like it was gonna, kill somebody. And I just saw the other table get it, but yeah, things I've never seen before. Oh no, we lost Rita. I don't know what happened. Hopefully she's coming. Hey, thanks, rock the mic. Much appreciated. Oh, Vita's back. She's about to pop back in. Oh wait. Do I have to add? Hey Vita, for
Oh my!
some reason, I had to add you to the stream. I don't know why. Usually you can add yourself, but
I forgot to add myself. That's all.
oh, okay, cool.
But I was looking at the that weirdo that's back in the chat, the bot, but I can't. It won't let me
No,
block.
no. M2 Saint has been on it. It's just that on our end we still see it even after it's deleted. So
No,
if you look at it on YouTube, I look on YouTube and it's gone.
oh, there was one that just came like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's gone. But
Oh, okay.
on StreamYard we still see it.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see.
Yeah, freaking M2 Cents like
Thank you.
a gunslinger. Like, 'cause I'm looking at it on YouTube, and as soon as the person posts, it says boom. Like
You
timed
know
out.
what's crazy right now?
Yeah,
You said boom at the same time somebody let off a firework.
yeah. I was looking at the screen and I was wondering if you let off something.
Oh, because did it shake?
No. Because I was looking at the screen. As soon as I said boom, I heard the shot. And I thought you had like a soundboard or something. I was like, Vita's been upgrading. I thought you had like some kind of soundboard that you were doing something.
Oh, that would be dope. Although I think most of those sounds be corny when people do them in shows. But no, I live in LA and niggas be popping fireworks for no fucking reason. And the ones out here be sounding like cannons.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
Do they pop them all year round, or is it for like
Yeah.
months after July 4th? Because for us, when July 4th happens, I guess people buy too much, and then we have it for like 4 months of just fireworks going off.
No, they just LA, they just pop fireworks all year round. It don't matter. All
Oh,
day, all year, every day. It don't matter.
it's funny he says this. I have a soundboard, a digital soundboard. So I am gonna add a soundboard to the show, and it only has one sound so far. And I'm gonna next time we record a podcast, I'm gonna break out the soundboard.
Yeah.
It's a corny is good.
No, we'll see. We'll see how T does with his soundboard, and then we'll decide if corny is good.
Oh yeah. This you're gonna be really annoyed with the first sound. But
I have
you're
a
welcome to
feeling.
suggest more.
Yeah. The Black Manosphere is obsessed with soundboards. See, I don't go into the Manosphere. I go to Old Boy's page, and
Yes,
then that's
he
all
does
I
God's
need.
work.
Exactly. 'Cause I just like it's because it's entertaining as hell. I'm not gonna lie to you. By the way, did I block this nigga? I meant to block a nigga. I don't think I did. I hope he's listening if I didn't. Um
So, wait, someone related to this show?
yeah, well, somebody said some dumb shit to me on Twitter. They started hating. They was hating because some guy, Inferno, Mr. Inferno. I don't know if you're here. Mr. Inferno in here.
I've never
Mr.
seen that name in the chat. Doesn't sound familiar. Is it someone that you've seen in the chat before? That name?
I don't think I see him in the chat, but I know they listen to the show.
Okay.
So he has to be in the chat because he said Simps for Vita. So he said this is why we're Simps for Vita. It was something I posted, and that was his response. And this guy's just got hating and called him a simp. And then
So the one that's saying "Slipping for Vita" wasn't the one that was a jerk. Somebody responding,
no,
dude. People who do that, I think, are the biggest simps themselves, and they're mad at themselves, so they get this thing. Like there are people who have simped really hard in the past and not gotten booty for it,
yeah,
and are mad at themselves, so they just want to just call everyone else a simp, but they're working out their own simping demons. I feel when they do
I
that.
can just show you guys shit. So actually, it was when I posted the Bill Burr thing, and this guy just commented because I didn't really entertain the thread caption about black men. I just posted the Bill Burr video, and so Mr. Inferno said, "This is why we're Sims for Vita," just being funny. I thought it was
Yeah,
a cute little funny thing,
just
and
jokes.
it's a Champagne Sharks inside joke, right? This guy posts this big simp card thing with Arthur, the cartoon. And so this guy, I realized he used to follow me. And I went to his page and I saw he unfollowed me. But he always, that same guy who he's calling a simp, he also commented on the Bill Burr video, something about beta males, which let me know, right?
Yeah.
That was all I needed to hear. I'm pulling up the tweet, but then I remembered this was the same nigga from a while ago who was hating on me again for no reason. So, and this was October 2020. So I searched his name and I said, when have I seen this nigga before? Searched his name. And they're gonna be like, Vita is really doing a Twitter shit. Kenny would talk shit about me for doing this. I already hear him. So I posted this about Jodie Turner-Smith playing Queen Anne Boleyn in a series, and I said, and they're talking about, and racists are big mad at it, and I said, cause why the fuck should she play a white European queen?
Yeah, why is that an accomplishment?
Right. So,
by the way, real quick, this is a good idea for the soundboard. Dr. Yakub said it first, but yeah, that Jesse Lee Peterson, beta male. So I'm gonna put that as a second. But yeah, please continue.
So, as you see, there's this guy, Chris. This is the jerk. He says, I'm going to let it slide due to white people have been playing black people for all of history. First people to discover math and science, black, many people, blah, 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 a bunch of bullshit, right? So I go into let it slide. I have no choice. I ain't finna stop the production. I hate people say stupid shit to me. But people keep saying white people played roles of non-white people, so this is fine. That's what filmmakers are banking on. We don't need black bodies telling white historical stories. This is ridiculous as fuck. So we're going back and forth or whatever. And this somebody else jumps in. I don't even know this guy. And he must follow me now after this conversation. But at the time he didn't follow me. So I didn't know who the guy was. And the dude says, just to Chris, just say that you were academically too lazy to put some energy in it. There's countless books to choose from and read. They suppressed and limited our history. They didn't reform it in some appeal of anti-Africanism like ignorant motherfuckers doing who don't know their worth, right? Okay, so this is his response. Nothing about me at all. Look at this hating ass nigga, Chris. I'm tired of the dick riding people. Just because you like Vita or anyone else does not make everything she says gold. She can be wrong.
That
What
dude has simping demons. That dude, at one point in his
Say-
life, debased himself for a woman, and he has not forgiven himself. These are people who do that are people, and everybody's simped at some point, or if not simped, just done something like for example, I remember I thought I was talking to this girl and she invited me to like her housewarming party or something, and I went there and there were 5 other dudes who thought they were coming to be the dude, and then she had a dude, and I was like, damn, we just showed up to this party, and I made a rule. I was like, I mean, it doesn't matter now, but I made a rule when I was single, like never go to a woman's house party, birthday party, anything that you don't know well. If you want to hook up with her, if you're dating her, go. If you just want to be friends and you don't care, go. But if you just like had like 3 phone conversations and you think you're gonna hook up, don't make the first date like her party, But
oh yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah,
all the niggas that like her gonna be there.
Yeah, exactly. And she knows it. And she just had all of his cuts so she can make herself look all these dudes showing up. Then maybe her boyfriend got jealous and then he pounded it out that night, like, because he got like jealousy and energy and stuff. Like, so who knows what happened. yeah.
Well, let me finish this.
Oh, please do.
I want you guys to hear how ridiculous he is.
Sorry, please do.
No, you don't apologize. I don't care. It's you good. It's your show.
It's our show. Go ahead.
I got you. I'm tired of the dick riding people. Just because you like Vita or anyone else does not make everything she says gold. She can be wrong. Saying something to be contrarian to me due to I am not Vita is weak. No person on earth can deny that our history as Black people has been hidden. What the fuck did that have to do with what this nigga said? That's when I knew that this nigga was a bitch. I knew it. And I stayed following him. I'm about to unfollow. I think I even unfollowed him yet today. I'm gonna block him in a minute. But because I was just so for this to be that guy, and then let me see if I can find the notification where dude the whole simping thing came up. If I can find it, I'll show you the meme. So you can just see how ridiculous the shit was. Like hyper ridiculous. Dang, I'm terrible at finding shit on Twitter, so forgive me for that. But you see what I'm saying, though. You see how much of a bitch he is.
Of course, yeah.
Like, why are you going out of your way to be a dick? Here it is. This is it. And
SIM card. Yeah, see, a lot of these people, they have not forgiven. They've not only not forgiven themselves for having simped, they don't even want to admit to themselves like they just simped. They just admit that you did a Trump move. We all do it sometimes, and then forgive yourself, and then that energy will dissipate. But they can't do that.
But you don't even follow me no more. The nigga stopped following me. He was following me. He don't follow me no more. Why are you even in my mentions saying anything? Why do you give a fuck? You see what I'm saying? Like, why? And, Mr. Inferno being a good fan, thank you. I will wear it with honor.
Yes.
Like, because yeah.
So but you know why? Mr. Inferno knows he's not really a simp. That's why he can joke about it. It's when you think you're in your heart that you're a simp or you were a simp that you have to overcompensate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I want to actually let me go back and share that because that's something else. Remember, I wanted to show you also this his response to the.
I don't know if Friday's joking, but I believe this is true. That he probably did this. He won't follow you, but he'll bookmark a tweet to keep coming back to it.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I don't even. He clearly. I think he might have had a crush on me, and I said something he didn't like, and now he in his
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
he having such a hissy fit about the shit. But even his response to the Bill Burr video was like, yes, it is a manhood thing. If you do not understand it, you are either a beta or a woman. Like, I was like, when he said beta, I knew exactly what was up at that
Oh
point.
yeah.
I saw what it was. I was like,
That and
okay, that's
anybody calls himself an alpha, like that's just like a red flag.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And the thing that's so funny about that, any man that calls himself an alpha, every woman already knows is not an alpha. You've literally just told us you're a pussy. That's what you
Yeah.
told us. All these niggas that hop on there talking about their wife gotta ask them permission for shit in order for them to go out with their friends. Somebody said that shit. I said this nigga is not even married. I promise you, because you, yeah, the nigga not married. I don't think he get bitches at all, and he dusty looking. But
Yo, I'll add something else to that too, and this is something that I think people fall for. But you ever see like those women who talk about, "Hey, I'm a trad wife, or I'm a traditional thing, and I believe in submission, and here's my book on submission, and here's my YouTube channel on submission," and the guy's never around and everything. I'm like, no, you're a domineering woman, but you've created this reverse psychology thing because those women used to always do that, right? And
yes,
I'm like,
that's how the wife school lady is. There's a lady on Facebook, Ro Elori, I think is her name, and she has something called wife school. And I
yeah,
be tripping. I'm like, how you got a whole business and you are real mean and nasty to these women who don't agree with you, but you some sort of submissive housewife?
yeah,
And
yeah. You're not, and a lot of times they
she tells
pretend,
women they have to clean the floor with the toothbrush to really be a real woman.
and they let the guys. We could tell they're letting the guy, and it's slick because what they're doing is they just don't want to pay for anything. That's what they do. They don't want to pay for anything, and they don't want to work, which is fine. What they do is they gas the guy up and just into thinking. And the reason why I say this is because whether it's a YouTube thing or a clubhouse or some women like this, when the guy comes on, the guy does not speak until spoken to. And you see the energy, you're like, this guy is actually submissive to the woman, but she's done a Jedi mind trick where she's like, tell them how, you lead. And she's giving him orders.
Right. I've seen this on YouTube so many
Yeah, it's
times.
like tell him, how you lead. It's like, yeah, she said she wanted a strong man, so I was being that, and tell them how, the first date you put me in my place. And I'm like, you did such a good Jedi mind trick on this guy. This guy
Right.
really believes on some level that but the woman has a really strong masculine energy a lot of times.
Right. But this is the thing about this particular lady. She's exactly the same way. Everything you're
Yeah.
saying is this lady, right? Everything you're saying. Super
And those are the guys that call themselves alpha. And I'm like, you are not.
exactly.
You
But
just be
she's
finesse.
has this very aggressive tone to almost everything. But somehow she's got these women convinced that to be demure and quiet and all the submissive is to be feminine, right?
Mhm.
A real woman knows how to wash her floors with a toothbrush, right? First of all, I can call a number. There's a lady that'll come through and wash the floor. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not.
Yeah.
um but I feel like what people don't realize, and it's sad because people that follow them don't realize everybody else sees this person as the opposite of what they're trying to present, right? But you're falling in line with it and repeating this shit, not realizing you're doing what they're doing. You're highlighting that you're the opposite. You're highlighting that you're not really an alpha. When you're repeating the shit that these manosphere niggas say, and it's so bad now that we can just tell. You just sound like you're in a cult, and it also sounds like you just don't
Yeah.
get no pussy. Like it just sounds like you get no
Yeah,
pussy
totally.
whatsoever, and you're mad about it. That's what it sounds like.
Or if they do, it's nothing that they're proud of. You know what I mean? Because some of these manosphere guys, they put up like their wives and girlfriends, and they just be like, horrible looking. But they'll describe them on streams beforehand. Like, I suppose the manosphere has done this and stuff. But like, they'll be like, yeah, she looks like uh, Carmen Electra, or some shit. Then you see her, it's like, yeah, that does not look like whatever you said that she looks like. But someone said that hold on. I just wanna.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, actually, I'll let you since you already have it up. I'll let you discuss this, and then I'll
You
go
meant
back
this
to the
one?
one. Yeah. This is true for the white ones. Like for example, there's Ben Shapiro's sister Abigail Shapiro, but it's also like three or four other like white trad wives. Um, the black ones to me, the guy won't be straight up soy, but he's not the alpha that he thinks he is. But with the white ones, they'll get guys who clearly look gay, like
What is
closeted.
soy? What is
Uh,
soy?
Soy just means like how do you describe soy? Soy is like kind of like what they say when we say beta male, but it's like a particular type of white guy who is he has like a beard a lot of the times, but he still looks feminine. He is always making goofy faces in pictures. He what's the best way to describe soy? Yeah, Google soy face. Yeah, David Gonzalez. Google an image search soy face, and you'll see a type of guy come up, and that picture will. I don't know what the soy face sound is. Someone said make the yeah. It means like lacking testosterone, like what Isaac said. But I feel like people like Abigail Shapiro, are talking about how masculine her man is and how she needs a man she could defer to. And you see the guy, he's like 5'4" and has tight pants and he just looks really feminine. And I'm like, I
I
think,
got what you're saying.
yeah,
I'm they're describing it in the chat, and I'm kind of getting it.
yeah. And
Okay.
I think what a lot of those women do is they want to lie to themselves that they're with the closeted gay man. So they've created this story for almost for their own psychological benefit to say like, yeah, my man is super masculine, this that. Then you see the guy, he's like, okay, this guy is not what you describe. This guy is clearly looking at dudes. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I think with the white ones, they definitely are. They're even further than the black ones because I think they actually are dating closeted guys a lot of the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I haven't seen the trad wife thing as much, and that's why I was actually curious about it. Because somebody called me a trad wife when I posted the infamous Vienna sausage spaghetti picture, and I was antagonizing people after a while. But this lady called me a trad wife, and I was like, "What the fuck is a trad wife?" And this might say, "Oh, traditional wife," but I have seen divestors use that language actually a lot, especially when it comes to serving white men, and they'll say that black men don't allow them to be feminine or to be women, whereas white
Oh
men,
god.
because they take care of them, they'll pay all the bills and respect them and all this shit. They're allowed to be, in their femininity. They can live in the lap of luxury, all this dumb shit. So I've heard them say that shit too.
Um,
Absolutely.
I'm pulling up. So this woman talks about trad wife. She's Ben Shapiro's sister. She talks about trad wife all the time. And then she finally put up a picture of the guy when they got married. And she's talking about how, she has a masculine guy. You guys are dating like beta soy guys. And, my man. And look, I'm like, okay, you look like you could bench press him. This guy, this is the guy you've been talking about like the whole time. He's got like
Yeah.
hips. No insult to men with hips, but yeah, I
They
was like,
have they have
seriously?
they have girdles for men. Um
Yeah. And so someone put up a tweet with like multiple examples of some of these women and the men that they had when you actually see them. And yeah, so I think it's almost like a cope. It's almost like a coping mechanism for some people.
mm, okay. I'm kind of getting what people mean, and after seeing that, I kind of get it. I mean, at the very least, he doesn't look like the tough guy that I'm sure she tries to describe him as. Um,
Exactly.
I'm sure he doesn't come off as a steak and potatoes guy as she's trying to make him probably come across as. Um, if he can tolerate her singing, he's hella masculine. Who she sings?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Who's Ben Shapiro? That name sounds familiar.
Oh, Ben Shapiro is this ultra right wing troll guy who
Okay, I've seen him. I've probably seen him.
he talks like this. He's a he talks really fast, and when he argues with you, he just says a lot of things really fast and tries to just bombard you with statistics that don't actually have context. Yeah,
Got
that's
it.
pretty much how he
Oh,
talks.
so his sister is right in line with that brand. It sounds like.
Yeah, he makes a lot of money doing it. And he likes to debate people, but he debates he does this debate tactic called a gish gallop. A gish gallop is when you bombard somebody with a bunch of decontextualized stats and stuff and just try to bombard them in hopes that they don't, you know, they get overwhelmed. But if you stop and pick apart what he's saying, none of it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I've probably seen him. I see it. I mean, I just don't be remembering people's names. Maybe if I saw him or heard him talk, maybe I'd remember him. But yeah, I think it's interesting how people try to portray themselves as one thing, not realizing they just told us something totally different. Like
Yeah.
you're showing us how insecure you are. Like every guy that calls another man a beta, I already know he's a beta, quote unquote beta. He's the beta. I already know that. I know because any guy that calls himself an alpha is clearly not a leader. He's not that guy. He's following language that's already follower language. And you're not, if the fact that you have to watch these guys' videos for some type of motivation says exactly where you are. Because a guy who's comfortable, secure, and is a quote unquote what people would describe as an alpha, what I would just say a leader, strong leadership kind of guy, those kind of guys aren't watching those videos. They don't need
No,
them.
not at all.
They don't feel inspired by them. They're useless to them.
They would cringe. Like
and,
a lot of these people would not want to spend time with these online
and they
alphas.
don't spend time with them, and they don't talk to them, and that's why that's why those weirdos is walking around lost, because the real men ain't fucking with their ass because they sound stupid.
So go on.
I was just gonna say. Go ahead.
No, I'm pulling up this video for you by Ben Shapiro. I was just gonna say it's a really funny one, but please continue.
See, I don't be remembering. You know how my attention is.
Oh, my bad.
But I just find it to be really interesting how they're trying to overcompensate for what they actually aren't. And a lot of these alpha guys, and listen to what they say. They feel like you have to put somebody else down and diminish them and make them feel small in order for them to feel masculine. Whenever a guy tells me some shit like, "Oh, you gotta let a man be a man," I always think to myself, how did I stop you? If you a real man, what the fuck can I do to stop that? Like, please explain to me what you're talking about. They can never tell you because it doesn't even make any sense. There's nothing I can do to make it so you're not a man. If you don't feel that way, if you feel like I'm mistreating you, if a real man, know what a real man does? He leaves. That's what a real man does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't sit around whining or whatever. You have the video ready?
Yeah. I'm gonna put it up. This is pretty funny. And just to tie it in real quick to the original topic, I suggest if you see those racist Twitter space rooms, what I do is I go into them, I look at who created the room, and I just block the person, and then I just leave the room and make
Smart.
my life easier. So yeah, that's all I do. I think everyone should do that. If everyone just blocked, because there was 5,000 people in the room, then thousands of people in the response rooms, and I'm like, if all these people, if 6,000 black people block this person, they would go crazy because they wouldn't have anybody to troll. If every black person just started blocking them, but
right.
People don't want to do that. But check this out. So this is what he is. He's a conservative, but he's really racist, and he's like a real square. He's been doing this since he's like 16. So picture a 16-year-old kid, instead of trying to get laid and having fun, he's trying to be a conservative pundit already, and critiquing things like porn and hip hop and having sex and everything. So he's always playing himself. And then this is an example of some of the stuff he does that's cringe. And I don't know how he has a following, but check this out.
56 million views within
I got to put the volume up.
48 hours of release. This is a deeply important piece in views within 48 hours of release. This is a deeply important piece of American art that we should all pay attention to. It is deeply empowering.
So when people said to me that I should watch the WAP video, they meant this shit.
Yeah. They meant this. This is what he does and gets rich off of, and it's really horrible.
I just want to make sure these ladies get the care they need. My wife's met,
and he's doing it for like racist reasons. He was trying to say that black art isn't really, art, and he tries to critique it, but he's making himself look like an idiot. And this is an example. But check out what he says. He's gonna play himself really hard.
As a sympathetic human being, I just want to make sure these ladies get the care they need. My wife's medical advice is that they go to a gynecologist ASAP, and that they do whatever checks are necessary for bacterial vaginosis, yeast infection, or trichomonas.
So basically, what he's saying is that his wife is like a doctor, and his wife told him that if they have WAPs, which is wet ass pussies, that they have a medical condition and need to get treated. So that immediately, what does that say? His wife never gets wet because if you don't know that a woman getting wet is normal, and so he told his wife, hey, what do you think about this wet ass pussy thing? He goes, they obviously have a condition because that's not normal, Ben. Women aren't supposed to get wet, and he went and ran with it. So he basically, everyone just started, to this day, always brings up about how his wife is dry. He has a dry wife.
Okay.
And some people call her.
For this. I've never seen this guy's videos in my life, so this is my introduction.
So he said he just owned himself off the bat, and everyone went in on him for like a couple days straight. They called her his drive for like a dry wife. Ooh. And all types of stuff. Like she's
it's relentless. The internet, man.
Yeah. So check out what he does. This is his hard-hitting intellectual commentary.
Whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. Hold up. I said certified freak 7 days a week. Wet ass P-word. Make that pull-out game weak. P-word. P-word is female genitalia. And continue along these lines. Yeah, you effing with some wet ass P-word. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass P-word. Give me everything you got for this wet ass P-word. I mean, a bucket and a mop? This sounds like there's something that is going on here that is not biologically normal.
Yeah, it's not biologically normal for a woman to get wet. Also, he doesn't understand how metaphors and hyperbole works. Like you're so like lame and reaching for a gotcha that you're gonna sit around and critique things normally. Like while you're at it, why don't you point out that Hard Day's Night makes no sense? How can it be a hard day's night? Like you can do that with white music all day long.
Eyes wide shut or whatever.
Yeah, so eyes wide shut. Like it's called poetic license. Yeah,
it's clear he knows what a metaphor is. He thinks the problem is he thinks he's being funny. But he thinks he's funny.
And he's not funny.
Yeah. That's the thing that was getting me. It's like, listen, like he's being real snarky and sarcastic, but the joke isn't even funny. At the very least, come up with something that I couldn't have thought of. Like I could have thought of that shit. That ain't nothing.
Yeah.
She has a condition. Like, nigga, what are you like? Like it's like old 90s stand-up material. That's what it sounds like. It's not even funny.
Yeah, it's not funny. And do you really think that the people making the song don't know that they don't really need a bucket and the mop? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's funny. Like his wife said that if you have a wet, whatever, you have a medical condition, you need to go to the doctor. And it's like, okay, that's the worst self-own I've seen in a while.
Clearly,
but yeah, that's
you're
basically
not pleasing your wife, right? But
yeah.
it's just
and he's really small. He's really short.
I could tell from the video, but I don't know how I could tell, but I could tell from the video. But yeah, that's just corny. He's corny. He's just racist, like you said.
Yeah.
That's the thing that kills me. I feel like white people also try to jump in on conversations that they feel like they have license to talk about. Like this always irritates me. Like you have black women with a song. In the black community, we argue about shit all day. That's what we do. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it going too far? Is it not going too far? I don't like it when some white person decides to jump in on that conversation. Like you have no business here. Why are you even talking to us? Why are you even talking about them? It's just talk about your people. Talk about what the fuck y'all be doing. All that weird shit. I mean, was he covering all the weird shit these white girls be doing? Probably not. Probably not in the same way, or probably not at the same rate. Unless he's purposely trying to be sexist, I'm sure.
Yeah. This was funny. Like, Ben critiquing AC/DC. You shook me all night long. Why are you shaking? You shouldn't be shaking for an entire evening without sleep. Like,
right?
Yeah,
it's just corny.
He's horrible. I was only planning to stay on for like 5 more minutes, but I want to let you know in case you had any thoughts that you didn't get to get in.
Uh,
I was going to give you the floor.
it's a good idea, but I don't have anything else other than I'm still mad I wasn't on the previous stream.
Yeah, you do have an iOS product somewhere in your house, right? Don't you have it?
No,
Oh, I
nothing.
thought you had one that you didn't use that you didn't.
I don't know where you got that. I haven't had an iOS product since the iPhone 4S.
Yeah, if you can just like borrow one for a night, like an iPad, we can put you on the next call in.
I don't. First of all,
Is it a principal
anybody I
thing?
know with
Like
an
you just don't want
iPad,
to
no, no,
touch?
no, no, no. I don't give a shit
Okay,
about that. I don't know how to
okay.
use Apple shit, but
Oh,
everybody know that the people I know who have an iPad have children that use their iPads. That's what I was thinking
oh.
about. So, trying to take a child's iPad for the night is probably not a good idea. It's not. I'm sure my brother would be real pissed off at me. But yeah, I don't have any Apple stuff. I just don't like using Apple. I never thought it was, well, my first iPhone, I liked it because it was doing shit no other phone was doing.
Yeah.
Now my Android does the same shit, if not better. So I don't have to do it. Mac.
I'll say this about the Samsungs, man. Those photos are insane. Oh my
Yeah.
god, the cameras are so good on the Samsung.
When I bought my phone, it was better than the latest iPhone camera. My phone is the Samsung 20 Ultra. So like it's like the top, whatever was the top of the line Samsung is the one I got. And because I do a lot of editing, a lot of work and podcast stuff on my phone, so I needed a good phone. And one of the things I love about it is the 100 times zoom camera.
Mm.
So I can zoom in 100 times. I think most phones are 50. So
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I mean,
I'm
I
not
could
sure if
take.
iPhone's even 50. I don't think iPhone. I don't think it comes close. I don't know.
I think the top iPhone was 50 because I was looking at. I
Okay.
even looked because I looked at iPhones while I was there, looking at Samsungs. Because they were trying to convince me to get. Everybody tries to convince me to get an iPhone. I don't. I feel like you niggas are in a cult. Like I
Um,
gotta get out of that shit.
I like iPhones for a weird reason. Well, not weird, but a very boomerish reason. In that they're so dumbed down that um, like I actually had an Android first, and there's all these ways that you can hack it and jailbreak it, and all these things you can do to customize it, and I don't like that because I will spend all day trying to make it perfect. So I
Mm,
like that iPhones you can't do anything. You can't change the color. You can't do so it takes that out of my mind because I'm just like that. I will just customize something all day long and just keep changing it. So I just wanted
yeah.
that off the table. So when I bought the Android, my friends were Android telling me all this stuff you can do. I'm like, okay, I don't want the temptation. Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And
So that's why I did. But these people who pretend like iPhones are so much better than Androids are just full of crap. I think.
what's funny, most people who say that shit aren't even tech people. They're just talking and repeating shit.
Yeah.
When people start just repeating shit, I just be like, oh okay, whatever.
Yeah,
But
this is exactly what I'm trying to say. So there's another person with boomer mindset. Yeah, the Samsung just confused me, and I'm like, this is a lot of stuff for me to learn. So I just went with the iPhone instead. But I mean, I do think that the Samsung's probably better just because you can customize it so well. I just don't like. I mean, even when I had a MySpace, I would just be customizing the thing too. Like I just don't need options. I just mess with them too much.
yeah. Well, I didn't have anything else actually.
Real quick, I will say this: if you haven't yet, consider hitting us up on Patreon.com. I'll just do one last house cleaning. Go to Patreon.com / Champagne Sharks. You get a bunch of our podcasts that you can't get for free normally, and that's where we drop the real knowledge. Like the streams are fun and everything, but that's where we drop the real knowledge. And again, PayPal champagnesharks@gmail.com. Venmo or Cash App us at Champagne Sharks. Helps us buy more equipment, more software, and do a bunch of other stuff. And yeah, definitely, and help us pay bills and eat. So yeah, all that stuff is good. And yeah, that's
Facts.
basically it. And thanks Vita for joining us and everything.
Of
Oh,
course.
the Apple only podcast. Yeah, that's not their fault. Oh, also hit like and subscribe if you haven't. That's for free. You don't even have to pay anything for that.
And notifications. I found out YouTube now is looking at notifications. They're not looking at subscriptions the same way.
Oh yeah, so that's the bell icon, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
hit
hit
the
that bell icon.
yeah, hit the bell icon too, even if you are already subscribed. Yeah, that's important. Also for the people who claim they don't get notified, because some people have said that.
Oh yeah,
That's that's why. Also,
that's how.
Friday, thank you for promoting the website, but it's Champagne Sharks one word, not champagne dot sharks. So just wanted to say it's champagnesharks.com.
Nothing else is called Champagne Sharks. So you just hit Google and you'll find all our shit. Most
Exactly.
most brilliant name ever, must say.
And thank you so much. And going forward, we're gonna try and make it every Wednesday, whether it's 5 minutes or 3 hours. We're gonna try to be dependably here. Should we say like is 5 p.m. Pacific time good for you for a standing date?
Uh, it's a little early.
We can work it out offline if you don't.
Yo, and I mean it's fine. I think 6 o'clock for me might be a little bit easier.
Okay, so 6 o'clock Pacific, nine p.m. Eastern time is what we're aiming for the Wednesday show. Some Wednesdays it might be a little earlier, some Wednesdays it might be a little later, but let's say we aim for 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific for Wednesdays. Yeah, so
They're telling you to
everybody.
buy
Hmm?
a domain.
Oh, it's saying get the other champagne.sharks domain, but
Oh,
yeah, I think champagnesharks.com is enough. If I was to get other ones, I'd probably get champagnesharks.net and champagnesharks.org if I was to get multiple domains, I think. Yeah. But yeah,
okay.
everybody be good. Thanks again, Vita. We had a good time talking and take care.
Bye.